AI coding agents like Claude Code, Cursor, and Codex can compress hours of work into minutes. They're really amazing. They can build entire features, refactor large code bases, write tests, and debug problems with a level of fluency that would have seemed impossible just a few years ago, even just at the end of 2025. But there's a huge looming problem. Teams are making an absolute mess of their code bases and are building mountains of technical debt. There's a silent ticking time bomb waiting for many teams who have jumped headfirst into AI-assisted coding. You see, this incredible capability requires discipline. The teams getting the most value from these tools are not the ones using them most aggressively. They're the ones using them most deliberately. They've developed team-wide habits and norms that keep AI output trustworthy, keep engineers engaged and skilled, and keep code bases from becoming mazes of generated spaghetti code that nobody fully understands. Hi, I'm Tim Solly with VergeOps, and here at VergeOps, we've developed some best practices for using AI-assisted coding agents. Here's a quick primer. For all the details, check out our full breakdown on vergeops.com. So let's get started with Principle 1. You own everything the AI writes. This one is number one for a reason, because it is the bedrock principle from which everything else follows. When bad code gets committed to Git, Claude Code is not the one that's going to be taking accountability. You will be. So frame every interaction you make with AI as your own work that you'll take full responsibility for. You own the successes and the bugs and security vulnerabilities you introduced, so you'd better know what you're committing. Principle 2, decompose before you prompt. The biggest mistake people make with AI agents is asking for too much at once. The bigger your prompt, the more leeway you give the model to fill in gaps with its own assumptions. Break it down, be specific, and provide narrow guardrails to keep it in line. Principle 3, context is your most valuable asset. If you hired an engineer and asked them to complete a task with one sentence, would you be surprised when you didn't get what you expected? Of course not. AI is the same, just a lot faster. The quality of the output you get from AI correlates directly to the input and context you give it. So take your time, provide quality information. This means giving it a thorough, detailed prompt, complete with examples that the AI can learn from and model after. So you're asking AI to build you a new Angular component? Tell it to model it after another already built component that's structured exactly how you want it. And keep in mind that with many tools like Claude Code, you can provide context files, such as the claude.md file, that will automatically read from to get additional context. Principle 4, never rubber stamp AI output. Now, just in case Principle 1 wasn't clear, do not ever give AI output a pass without thoroughly reviewing it, and more importantly, understanding it. I'm not talking about a cursory check. You should understand it well enough that you can explain it to someone else. AI-generated code can introduce bugs, make wrong assumptions about business rules, leave error handling gaps, and introduce serious performance bottlenecks. And scariest of all, it can introduce serious security vulnerabilities. Principle 5, architecture belongs to humans. AI is great at coding, but it's a poor architect for your specific situation. Sure, AI is a great tool to bounce ideas off of and get an architecture direction, or validate that your approach is sound. But make no mistake, there are tons of subtle cues, tribal knowledge, and business specifics that the AI just doesn't know. Now, one of my favorite techniques is to use one model from one cloud provider like ChatGPT to discuss an approach. Then use a model like Claude Opus to validate the approach. When they agree, then that's a good indication that we're sticking to some industry best practices. So make sure that you are in control of the architecture and not AI. Principle 6, when in doubt, go manual. AI is a great way to make progress fast, but some areas really need you to slow down and proceed carefully. When you're working on high-stakes code, go manual, or at least break down your AI-assisted changes even smaller, guiding the AI through each minute step. In particular, use this for security-critical code, novel domain logic, and performance-sensitive paths. Just go manual. Principle 7, tests are not optional, and AI-generated tests need scrutiny. While I don't think tests are optional whether you're using AI or not, they become even more important once you've got AI writing the bulk of your code. Principle 8, track what the agent touches. The temptation to hide that you're using AI is understandable, but try to resist that. The stigma of using AI to get more done is disappearing rapidly. Despite these best practices, performance issues and bugs will still creep in. Knowing what code was produced by AI can help in later detection and improving your future use of AI. For example, you may uncover a bug 6 months after AI code was written. Realizing the problem, you can go back, update contextual information you give to AI to prevent that from recurring. But you must first know that it was AI written to begin with. This can be as simple as a git commit message or comments within your code. It just requires discipline. Principle 9, establish team norms before you need them. Now, we're seeing a pattern with our clients right now. A handful of engineers are wholeheartedly embracing AI tools. Others are just trying things out, while others are completely resisting. What's resulting is ad hoc use, where everyone's doing something different, and this is contributing to the debt that is piling up. Get together as a team or an organization and establish norms now. Pick accepted tools, set code review processes, build prompt libraries, and establish product-centered context files. Principle 10. The goal is sustainable velocity, not maximum output. Now, there's a lot of hype right now about how the Vibe Bros are building entire apps in a Saturday. You might be thinking you're getting left behind, but I assure you that they aren't building quality software that will stand the test of time. So resist the urge as an individual and as a company to define success with AI as maximum velocity. Instead, recognize that AI can make you faster and more consistent up to a point, and recognize that AI is great for building rapid prototypes to help you experiment. But converting those prototypes into stable software takes a lot longer, and that's okay. Principle 11, maintain your craft. Now, there's a devious and subtle monster waiting in the shadows when using AI. Your skills will atrophy. When you offload cognitive functions to AI, you're letting those neural pathways in your brain sort of rot away. It will happen without you noticing. It requires consistent effort to ensure that you're staying sharp. So let AI take a holiday once in a while and do things the old-fashioned way. Now, one of my favorite techniques is to ask AI to teach me about the things I encounter. Wondering what architecture pattern it just used to build that feature? Tell your agent to teach you about it. You'll come away with code and new knowledge. Principle 12, garbage in, garbage out. Now, this one's a little bit repetitive, but it deserves its own principle. Everything you feed into AI will impact the quality of what you get out. Every prompt, every context file, every example you provided, your existing code, your comments, they all influence the quality of the output. So take this seriously. When you're preparing a prompt, it might be tempting to quickly write a few sentences and then send it off to do some work. But if it doesn't take longer to write your prompt than it takes the AI to make a plan, you're probably not giving it enough effort. So take your time and your patience will be rewarded. If your organization is diving into AI-assisted coding and you want to avoid many of these pitfalls, contact us and let's chat about it. Thanks for watching.